Hi, my name is Ben Parker, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about Jesus' story in my life. So I grew up in a Christian home. My dad's a pastor here. My brother's a pastor here. Grown up in this church my entire life. I would say that I accepted Christ at a very young age, probably around 7 years old, but it definitely was not a real thing to me. My faith throughout my early years was definitely a product of growing up in a Christian home and it being taught and pushed as I believe it should, but it became more of my parents' faith than my own. When I was in high school, I had an amazing group of guys around me, our small group at youth group, led by Pastor Mike Candy. It was something that I definitely at the time took for granted, but now looking back as a young adult, being able to see that how much of an influence that had on my life was something that I am glad to look back on now. As a junior in high school, I had a moment of one of those come to Jesus moments where I really broke down and repented. It was something that was very real in the moment, but something that I did not follow through with throughout my later high school years. Kind of faded back away. Now that being said, graduate high school, college is something that becomes really real. And I decided to go to a college that I would go live at, decided to get the college experience. Did a lot of things when I went to college, from partying, binge drinking, smoking, lots of sexual sin and different things. Really faded hard away from the Lord. Told myself, I'll never, ever, ever go back to being a Christian. I'll never go back to church. I'll never be welcomed back there. I felt very distant in that time. From age probably 18 till about 20, around there, was a really distant time for me. I remember it was during that time that Mike Candy, still somehow in my life at that time, asked me if I wanted to go to Passion with a group of people that I went to high school or was in high school youth group with. And I was very reluctant. I don't even know why I said yes. I really don't, but I did. I said yes. I felt like a fool. I felt like a fraud the whole time until the second night, where it wasn't one of those passionate, insane coming to Jesus moments for me, but it was one of those, I felt welcomed again. I felt welcomed by the Lord again, even though I probably should have felt that from the beginning, but it was, the Lord lit a candle, I would say. I don't like to say he lit a flame where it was just like on fire, oh my gosh, all of a sudden, but he lit a candle, and that candle grew, and that ember grew into something where I fully dedicated my life back to Jesus. It was definitely a change, and it was such a beautiful time in my life, being able to look back at that now, to see where I am now. Obviously, mistakes are always made, but the Lord is so good. It is a crazy thing to look back on. If that hadn't happened, or the Lord hadn't called me back when he did, I don't think I'd be married now. I think I'd be living at home. I think I'd be just all these different things in my life where it is exciting to look and see what he has done in my life. I told myself for so long that I didn't have a testimony when I was in high school. I was like, man, all these people have these cool things they get to say, even though it's not cool. It's like a lot of bad things that would happen. But I always thought, they have all this and this and this to be able to say and to prove to people why they love Jesus, or why Jesus loves them. But no matter what, I just want to encourage everyone that no matter what your story is, the Lord is so much bigger than anything. Every story is beautiful, and every time that somebody turns to the Lord, there's rejoicing in heaven. So yeah, that's my story. That is Jesus' story in my life. And I'm excited to get baptized today to show you all and to make a outward expression of what the Lord's done inside of me. So thank you.